Hello everyone, in this video I will crash a Nissan GTR 34. We will do a crash test and check its strength. Yes, I made this car from Plasticine. It has details of the engine, underbody, and interior of the car. And I made all this myself from Plasticine. This is how a Plasticine car is gradually created from sheets of Plasticine according to drawings cutting out body parts. But the detailed transformation of Plasticine into a car will be in a separate video next Friday. And at the end of this video, you can watch the detailed stage of turning Plasticine into a car, creating it step by step. And this is what the car looked like when I completely molded it, all made of Plasticine, handmade. And in this video, there will be a crash test. We will see how this Nissan GTR crashes. Of course, it's a pity when such many hours of work are destroyed in seconds. This is the content I have for you to show you how a Plasticine car breaks down on a scale. Since the car is all made of Plasticine and this material is soft, it can always be broken or simply changed in shape. In my case, break it. The car body is specially designed so that it can be damaged and deformed in a collision. That is, the body parts of the car are thin. I made them from sheets of Plasticine, from a block like this. The damage may be a little similar to the real thing, as everything is crushed, bent, and torn, reminiscent of metal. And this is what it will be like, only better. I will crash the car in reality. The first collision turned out as I had planned. The damage was pretty good, although it didn't bend very much. It looked very realistic. The left side was damaged. There were a lot of dents and paint cracks on the bumper, and some thin elements were torn. This is how it looks from above, so you can clearly see how much the left side is bent. The hood bent as it should be. If you open the hood and look at the engine, you can see that the radiator and those elements that are on the left side are pressed. And you can also see how strongly the wing was bent. And this is what it looks like from below. You can immediately see that the left wheel is jammed well. Next, I'll launch it from the back. But the back part turned out to be much stronger than the front. Damage to the bumper. Yes, we got it. There are dents. It looks good. But the rear wing itself is straight and bent only in a weak spot in the area of the gas tank cap. But this whole part should have bent. Apparently, he made it too strong than it needed to be. As far as I can see, the trunk is jammed, but it does not open because it has been dented a little into the interior. Here it should have bent about the same as in the front part, but that element remained straight. Then you need to crash with the rear end again. This is another matter. It bent very strongly where my finger is the point of collision, and the rear part was dented so much that it bent and jammed the wheel. This is another matter. It bent very strongly where my finger is the point of collision, and the rear part was dented so much that it bent and jammed the wheel. And that's how strong the collision was, that it bent right up to the rear window. And this is the damage below. Now I'll start the car sideways. This is the damage that resulted from a side collision with a pole, and everything turned out as it should. The threshold is not thin, it is directly noticeable. Then the spar bent and the lower part bent closer to the center, but the damage did not go any further. The door itself was of course bent very strongly. It reached right to the middle of the seat. The pillar also touched the roof a little. This is what it looks like in the cabin. The seat was pressed tightly and the back was tilted back. Here you can clearly see how the seat is pinched. I decided to crash into the front part again, and this is what came of it. It bent even more. The wing bent so much that you could probably put a wheel through it. And overall it looked very epic. The wheel was just so well needed, and you can see the plasticine structure inside. But this part turned out to be flat and beveled. The engine suffered a lot after that. It shifted a little and many elements were pinched. This is how the damage turned out. There were 5 collisions, and this is how much this Nissan GTR crashed. After the collision, the Nissan remained in place and the car did not fly off anywhere. The damage was quite realistic and it all looked very cool. After the collision, the Nissan remained in place and the car did not fly off anywhere. The damage was quite realistic and it all looked very cool. I modified the strip a little, made a normal background. Then it will be possible to paint this strip in some colors so that the texture of these boards is not very visible. Well, all these damages received are just a plasticine imitation. They do not show what would happen to a real car. There is only a slight similarity in these damages. Now this Nissan is stored on a shelf of broken plasticine cars. And now I will show you the process of creating this Nissan GTR, creating it step by step. And that's all I have for you. I hope that you liked this video, and if so, then click like and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in my plasticine creativity. Thank you all for watching by everyone.